Welcome back, and today I'll be doing the next part for What If Tarble Went to Earth with Goku. Now, last time we saw what happened during the Resurrection F arc, with the godly saiyans never having to come to Earth, as Gohan and Hisame worked together to get the win, but it cost both Hisame and Vidal's life. But with this recap done, let's get going. Side note, I will not have another long part for this one. This What If is really good because I can do parts much shorter, as the timeline is very different and we have a stronger team to work with. Tends to mean things go a bit smoother, so I can, have shorter parts for this while I work on bigger pieces for other what ifs. Also, one small more thing. Thank you for the support the Beerus video got. Jesus, that did incredibly. And I'm really happy with how it did. I'm hoping people are looking forward to part 2. Anyway, with me talking, let's get going. Not long has passed after the battle against Golden Frieza. The Saiyans are on Beerus' planet. When Chomper arrives, things play out a lot like canon. Eventually, a tournament is made, and this timeline makes a team. It's harder here, thanks to a few things. Kami is much less willing to leave Earth than Piccolo is, being as though he's the Guardian. Gohan doesn't move around his meeting thanks to him training up his new form recently, and it has taken a lot of time out of his work, so he needs to, take this meeting. And as for Hisame, she's pregnant and can't really fight right now. As much as she would love to, she doesn't want to put her child at risk of using the Super Saiyan forms and any damage that could happen to her. So she decides that she'll skip this one. So the Saiyans have to find the last two team members, and after a bit of hard thinking, they soon come to the idea of recruiting Krillin and Tien. The humans in this timeline are rivals, so they are a lot stronger, so it works out for them. The order doesn't change much. Like normal, Goku goes first, followed by Enma, Vegeta, Tien, and Krillin. The first part of this tournament goes relatively unchanged. Goku beats Botamo and then loses to Frost. However, instead of Vegeta coming in, Enma steps in. This leads to a large chunk of the tournament playing out like normal, with Enma just replacing Vegeta here. But in this timeline, there is a twist against Hit. You see, Enma being stronger than Canon Goku and Vegeta is able to hold out a fight against him for a little bit longer. So it takes Hit to try a lot harder than it did in canon to beat Enma. Of course, he still loses, but this leads to Vegeta heading into the arena. Having already planned a counter for Hit's time skip, having seen it be used more, he understands what he can do. The Prince faces off against the assassin. At first he tests the water, using his god form, before jumping up to his blue state in a flash. He manages to land a hit, and then turns back down to his god state. Vegeta has practiced the blue to god switch in this timeline, and he starts using it to catch Hit off guard. And this leads to him actually winning. Things from here go like canon. Goku meets up with Zeno, and the idea of a universal tournament comes around. With this done, like I said, things go like canon. And we soon line up with the Goku Black arc, where we see some changes in the future. Trunks and Hisame have defended the future from the androids and the invasion of Buu. However, in this timeline it still costs the life of Shin. The pair kept the future safe and even trained up a new fighter to help defend it. But when Black attacked, it caused a lot of problems. They try to fight off Black as best as they can, but they can never win. Even after Hisame pulls out a Super Kaioken, she can't hold her ground after a while. Things play out a lot like canon, and soon they decide that they need to go back to the past and ask for help. Hisame decides to send Trunks back alone so she can defend the future while he's gone. So, the day when they start collecting the fuel plays out, and Hisame heads out of the city and draws Black in. She keeps his attention long enough as a fight plays out off in the distance. Trunks keeps a good track of it, and thanks to Hisame holding off Black, it saves future Bulma. But like I said, Trunks can sense the battle his master's going through, and it isn't going well. At some point, when fueling up the time machine, he can sense that she is in a very bad situation and is about to head off, but both Bulma and Mai tell him the best way to save her would be to head to the past. Trunks reluctantly agrees as he starts to climb into the time chamber, but he and Mai feel the energy of Hisame disappear. Mai in this timeline is trained up by Hisame to be a fighter. Even though she isn't too strong, she can still help out in a fight. The pair, sensing the power of Hisame disappear, both begin to think the worst. Trunks' power begins to rise up, but Mai keeps her head calm. She knows the best thing to do right now is to send Trunks back. The girl powers up to her absolute max and hits Trunks on the back of the head. She manages to knock out the hybrid, but she knows she doesn't have long before Black appears. Shouting for Bulma to set the coordinates in, Bulma does so as Trunks is laid in the time machine sent to the past, while her and Bulma run away as far as they can. Now, this leads to Trunks heading back to the past. The machine lands outside of Capsule Corp, where the interaction between Kid Trunks and the Peel-Off gang find the time machine. Things go pretty normal from here, up until the point where Trunks is woke up. Much like in canon, his mother does call Whis, telling the three Saiyans to come back, something has clearly happened. Not having instant transmission in this timeline, they have to use Whis to get back. Trunks wakes up in this timeline and he's not as aggressive, as he figured out what happened and is starting to collect himself. While having the chance, he shares with his mother what is happening. Mother, hearing all of this, is shocked, but just before Trunks can share the worst bit about this whole situation, about the person who is attacking them, a shout from two people grab their attention. The briefs look over and see the likes of Hisame and Gohan stood there. Gohan has a smile on his face as he waves at Trunks, and Hisame looks overjoyed to see him again. After all, the last time they met, they were just kids, so it's been pretty much a lifetime for these two. They spend a moment catching up, as Trunks is happy to see both of his masters, well, sort of, having grown and become stronger. They get filled in on everything that's happening, when a rift suddenly appears in the sky, and the power of Black soon appears. This catches Trunks off guard, as he can feel Trunks' power, and soon someone who looks exactly like Vegeta comes through a rift in the sky. In this timeline, it's not Goku Black, it's Vegeta Black. Thanks to his win against Hit, it led to Zamasu believing him to be the strongest. As it seemed, Zamasu used whoever won against Hit as the idea for who was the strongest. Otherwise, he should have used Vegeta in canon, who had the most eliminations. Also, in this timeline, I've decided to just give Vegeta's render a bit more of a, Goku Black vibe. As, one, it seems a bit more fun, and having this render of Vegeta Black is kind of fun to have around. And also, Black just changed Goku's clothes to be a bit more edgier. So I just gave Vegeta an edgier fit. And it just works, and I like it. So with this done, Vegeta Black appears. Both Hisame and Gohan look confused. But when Black looks around as he sees the sight, which makes him very happy, as he smiles, "It's not very often I get to kill someone twice, but with you, Hisame, I have the chance to." As he smirks a horrifying look towards Trunks, the Saiyan starts to twitch, but Gohan is the first to react. He jumps up to his Super Saiyan 3 state and starts to beat into Black. The Faker tries to fight Black against this, but his power is too much, and he is slowly losing ground to an enraged Gohan. The hybrid pushes back Black, and soon Black realizes he needs to escape, with him trying to figure out how to do so as Gohan continues to fight. Soon, Black looks out though. After taking a heavy beating from the hybrid Saiyan, he is pulled back to the future. Gohan's slightly annoyed, knowing that if he was a bit stronger, he could have killed Black there, but doesn't think too much of it. With Trunks amazed to see the power of the Super Saiyan 3 form, he gets filled in a little bit about it. Gohan explains how it's actually really taxing and not that great of a form, but he plans on mastering it whenever he's got a bit of downtime. Of course, he's just been really busy recently. The hybrids spend a few minutes catching up, as Gohan says that he and Trunks will get some training in, and then they'll head off to the future and deal with this problem, just the pair of them. Trunks is happy to hear this, and wonders why Hisame's not coming, which is when he's filled in that she is pregnant. And here's a little bit about her husband. Now, with this being said, soon, the arrival of the three full-blooded Saiyans happens. Of course, the three Saiyans who have just shown up are happy to see Trunks again, and once filled in, they want to help. Vegeta is annoyed, of course, as the person who has supposedly taken his body is attacking his son's timeline, and he wants to go off and kill the imposter right now. But Enma hears there's a chance that this Vegeta Black might have killed his daughter, and says how he will be going to the future too. But Trunks soon points out that they won't fit any more than 3 fighters in the time machine, and he and Gohan are already planning on going back. Hearing this, both Enma and Vegeta start arguing, wanting to be the one to go back. The argument goes on for a little while, but Vegeta soon backs down, seeing a fire in his brother's eyes he doesn't often see, and the only time he remembers seeing something like this is when he first went Super Saiyan. So a team is formed, with the team being Gohan, Enma, and Trunks, all deciding to head to the future. Gohan is annoyed at himself for slacking off a bit recently, and asks Trunks if they are heading to the time chamber to train. Obviously, Trunks wants to train with Gohan again. Hisame would like to join, but doesn't want to go in, being pregnant and all, so she backs off for now. Gohan and Trunks fly off towards the lookout. Gohan planning to use the time chamber, like I said. He and Trunks head in, and the two get a lot of training done in this time. Gohan pushes himself to learn and hopefully master Super Saiyan 3 in this time, and he manages to get a really good grasp of the form in 6 months. And while Trunks is in here, he gets an incredible boost of power as well. He doesn't manage to learn the Super Saiyan 3 state, but he gets a good increase from all of this training. So after 6 months, the two leave. Gohan, having trained up Trunks for this time, decides that he wants to have dinner with his family, inviting Trunks to come have a meal with Videl, Pan, saying how Hisame and Sharpener will be there as well. Trunks, interested in meeting his master's family, of course does agree, and this leads to somewhat of a similar celebration going down, but it's a bit bigger being as though there's more people there. Now, a bit of time passes and the time machine is fueled up and finished. The team of Gohan, Enma, and Trunks get ready to head to the future. Both Goku and Vegeta are sad that they can't go, but after seeing somewhat of what happened between the battle between Black and Gohan through Whis' staff, Beerus saw something that was interesting and wants to go check something out. So, with some help from Goku and Vegeta, they head off to investigate someone called Zamasu, which goes a lot like normal for now. Now, in the future, things near the start play out with some minor changes, like Bulma being alive to see Enma. Remember, in this timeline, they are very close, much like Goku and Bulma are in canon. Mai is not believed to be dead, and Trunks' worst fear is confirmed to be true. After sensing around the planet, Trunks does realise that Hisame had died. This not only motivates Trunks, but also Enma and Gohan. After hearing this, the group gives some food to Mai before heading off to deal with Black. The trio find a spot in the city where Trunks powers up, drawing in the attention of Black. The false Vegeta is happy to see Enma, as Enma is someone he is interested in fighting, and knows he can get incredibly strong from this. Enma gets ready to fight, wanting to get some revenge for his daughter, and there's a part of him which wants to defend Vegeta's pride. But before he can fight, Trunks steps out, saying how he will stop him now. He appreciates everything, and they're only here for backup. It's time he defends the future for himself. Enma willingly steps down as Gohan cheers on someone he sees as a very close friend from the side. Trunks powers up to his Super Saiyan 2 state, and his power is a lot higher than Black ever anticipated. He was expecting some increase, but not this much. Black takes the opportunity to fight, and the pair clash. Trunks easily holds the advantage near the start of the fight. He's managing to push Black back, and is pretty much winning this fight, and is on a course to completely kill Black. But after a small bit of a fight breaks up, Black laughs, sharing how he has grown a lot from his last few fights, and now has unlocked his own power. This leads to Vegeta Black showing off his Rose form. Of course, sensing the power, the other two know Trunks can't win this. Trunks is still willing to fight, but Enma tells his nephew it was a good effort, but he should allow him to step in now. Confused, Trunks doesn't really know what his uncle's going to do, but he does stand down. Enma walks up to Black, as Trunks tries to figure out what he's hiding, while Gohan does know. He tells Trunks to sit down and watch an incredible bit of power. Vegeta Black is ecstatic to have a chance to fight Enma, but the Prince doesn't want to play around here. As he goes into his Super Saiyan Blue state, his power massively overtakes Black, and soon the maniacal laugh of Vegeta Black slowly fades out of the air, as he begins to throw Black around, not wanting to give Black a chance to turn this fight around. He sensed how much the imposter Saiyan grew throughout a fight, doesn't want to give him that chance again. Enma fights to avenge his daughter and defend a future where he and Goku, his brother, died. Enma keeps fighting, not stopping, causing Black to eventually run out of energy and power down. Enma finishes the fight here, killing the fake. Trunks is amazed at his uncle's power, asking what he just did, leading to Enma to explain to his new nephew, who is in shock hearing what this power is. But before they can leave and celebrate much further, Zamasu appears, as he tries to figure out what happened to Black's power. Of course, he sees what happened, and is annoyed, but doesn't need the help of Black. After all, he reveals to the heroes who he is, and shares how he's immortal, and they'll never be able to kill him. Things soon turn into a fight, and Gohan is the first one to step in to test out Zamasu. At first he's easily able to win, not even using his Super Saiyan 3 state, but the immortality that Zamasu possesses causes problems, leading to him jumping straight up to a Super Saiyan 3, trying to overwhelm the immortality, much like he could with Cell, but it's not enough. Here in this timeline, Enma comes up with a plan faster than anyone did in the other, shouting out to the two hybrids to hold off Zamasu for a while Trunks joins the fight. Just then, Enma rockets off in one direction. As the two are confused at what's happening, they don't question it much. Soon, Enma reappears, with a Master Roshi in hand and a bottle. Roshi was shocked and confused at what was happening, as he starts walking Enma through some steps or something. As Enma then puts his arms out and shouts out Mafuba, using every bit of his strength, using his memory to the best of his ability, and listening to what Roshi has to say. Enma throws out a very rough technique. He saw it years ago, and he's replicating every move Roshi did from back then. Of course, it is very rough, but it's working. Zamasu doesn't have the power to rival a Super Saiyan Blue using the Mafuba. Slowly and surely, Enma's pulling Zamasu towards the pot. Eventually, he lifts him up and throws him into it. Roshi quickly plops the seal on, and Zamasu is sealed away. Enma goes on to explain to Roshi what is actually happening, and the old man's confused, but happy to hear that there's another timeline where his students lived. The master and student share a quick exchange before Roshi is taken back to his home. But before he's taken too far, he offers Trunks to come train with him so he can learn some techniques. He never knows when it could be useful. Trunks of course agrees, and soon he takes the other two fighters back to the past. He thanks everyone for all their help and hopes he never needs to ask them for help again. He plans on training himself to never fall behind again, and hopefully with some of Master Roshi's techniques, he'll be much stronger than ever. Everyone wishes Trunks good luck as he heads back to the future. And things in this timeline start to wrap up nicely. After hearing who Zamasu was and confirming that the evil Kai does in fact act on his thoughts, Beerus gives the Kai a warning. And this makes Zamasu back down, realising that he will eventually lose. Doesn't turn him good, but he's just scared for his own life right now, so he decides to back off. And things start to line up with canon. And for this part, that's where I'm leaving it. I hope everyone enjoyed. Something I want to do bring up is the fact that this part is really short and dealt with very easily. I think the Goku Black arc is always a really weird one, and I think it's my least, well, not my least favourite to write for, but it's my hardest to write for. It's hard to add a twist somewhere, at least in my opinion. I'm sure there's better ways to do it, and there's people who are smarter than me who can do it, but I struggle a bit with it. But having Vegeta Black is something I've wanted to do for a while, and I love the render I made. And for any Vegeta Blacks I use in the future, this will probably be used there. Because, you know, that's what Goku Black did. He just stole Goku's fit and turned it black. But looking past that, I hope people enjoy it. I love writing for this What If, and it's fun. I say this for all my stuff. I'm very generic. I just like writing What Ifs. As I love Dragon Ball. I love other anime as well. But Dragon Ball has a special place in my heart and probably always will. That being said, I don't know what my next part is going to be. This video is being recorded on the 14th. I got a bit comfortable during the holidays without doing schoolwork and kind of gave up with time management. So you're going to have, if I miss an upload here or there, it's because I'm trying to get back into the flow of doing things. I hope people don't mind. And with that all being said, I've got one more thing to describe quickly. In this timeline, it's something that just occurred to me. Whenever I say Tarble's brother or Enma's brother in this timeline, I'm referring to Goku. The two see each other as brothers, whereas, of course, Vegeta is actually Tarble's brother. They don't have that bond. The pair aren't really anything other than friends, while Goku has been Tarble's brother for their entire life. And it's just how this timeline works. That being said, though, I hope everyone enjoys. I hope you have a good day or a great night, and hopefully, I'll see you next time.